What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Anno 2205. Did a little bit of retrofitting in here, trying to make things a little bit more efficient as I play along. It's a bit of a pain because actually there's a lot of things that I would have done very, very differently when I first started out had I known it was going to play out one way versus another. I'm actually going to upgrade all these things too so that they're more profitable. There we go. It costs us a little bit of money, but I think in the long term it'll make these things so much more efficient that it'll be worth it. And then I maybe actually be able to like get rid of some of these other things. So this entire area needs to be retrofitted so aggressively that it's going to take some work. And so I'll probably try and do it on my day off or something like that. Just try to get this whole base moved around a bit. I added the modules where they needed to be added so that I could conserve space a little bit. We've got all of the things that they want. I think they wanted biopolymers over here. We got those loaded up, so that should be perfectly fine. Let's take this on in here. We'll drop that off with Meishan. And then we're going to get 1,000 electricity over here. So I was actually thinking, I was looking at the power grid and trying to come up with ways that I can make it look a little bit nicer and better. But that being said, we're about to get 1,000 free power, and so I might be able to make it nicer just by getting rid of all of our physical power. And then once we get rid of that, we'll just keep the ones that are mounted on the ocean and move from there. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get this done. Obviously, we've been working on this quest now for the better part of 3 to 6 episodes, but it should be good.
There it is, our first dam, standing tall and operating smoothly. But we won't settle for one, right?
Is there more than one dam? Is this a thing that I need to be concerned about? Oh, there's another one over there. Oh, shit. Yeah, buddy, we're about to be PG&E. We're about to make hells of monies.
Now, look, I'm not normally one to call for a strike.
I don't really need the graphene right now.
Excuse me,
Don't really need the credits either. I think we should be all right. I think I don't know if there's any negative effect for me turning those down. But for right now, all I want to do is make a little bit more money. And so if I can keep that rocking, I think we'll be all right. On this side, little bit of weird inefficiency going on. I could probably sort this a little bit better. Like swap some of these to this side. I'm not sure what the best way to build this guy is right here. Typically what it is there's like kind of like a radiating pattern of roads coming off of it, and then you fit these into like the nestle part, so there'd be a road here, like a road here, like a road here, then maybe like a road here, and then you would attach it like so, and it'd be kind of, it's odd. You have to memorize the patterns. That's all that you can really do. Just accept that somebody else worked it out and that you're dumb and you didn't finish it yourself, and then you just copy other people's perfect, efficient designs. Apparently I have houses that are not even functioning down in here because you can't walk to it if you can't get to a road. Like, whoa, 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 there's no road going to that house. Clearly, that's a death house. That's the house you go in to get murdered, so I'm not going over there. I might be able to make some of the efficiency a little bit better by getting rid of a couple of these now that we no longer need them. I'd like to keep this guy. I could probably rearrange those a little bit better. Like, these down here, I sincerely think we don't even need them anymore. Like, 1,000 power is a lot more than we're ever going to have to fiddle with on this little... I don't even know if this is a tutorial or what this is. Still, there's got to be a better place I could put all this stuff, so let's have a look here. Oh, can I not rearrange the modules once they're already in? Did it just delete my modules? That's upsetting. I think it just deleted my modules. That's okay. That's almost good enough for me. We got 4 out of the 5 in, and then we can probably squeeze in something like a... What does this do? A finance calculator, like right there. Some data banks make me cost less money. I like that. Less money is always good. And that frees up this entire area right here, which means that I could now... it's still not close enough. Okay, so what do I want to do with this now? Technically, I could just move the big guy around, and that'd make my life a lot easier.
Congratulations. New achievement gained.
Yay, I'm an achiever. I've done things in my life. Thank you, digital pat on the back. You make me feel so much better. Please assign the points to my Xbox Live account so that I can feel like I'm a good person. I'll probably continue to slap down a couple of these guys. I don't know if it's going to line up perfectly, but that gets us pretty close. Say that I go to right there. Gets us reasonably close. And then we just take that BZ right there, run it all the way back. That'll give us some upgrades in a little bit. I'm trying to get my cash flow up to like 2,500, 3,500 because we're actually kind of on the low end of credits right now. There are a couple global conflicts I think we could look at if we wanted to score a couple more, like, I think we definitely need some more petrochemicals.
Look, I'm no good with guns. Mind taking the field for?
Oh, that's why. Okay. It was worth 120. We might be able to bum rush that right there and make it go quicker. I don't know if I want to, though. What is this one?
Laying hand on our ships. Give 'em hell.
I might go through and, like, grind a couple of these in between because I don't want to bore you guys with content that you've already seen. So anyways, we're ticking up a little bit of cash right now. How about we work on things that make our people a little bit happier? It looks like we're low on drinks. We're actually really, really, really low on drinks, so maybe we can do something about that. Let's have a look here. So if we wanted to get people back on the juice, we got these little condenser machines right here. Might be able to collapse. So let's say I'm looking for a good spot here. Looking for a spot where I can play around with the layout without having to get in the way of other stuff. Oh yeah, and you can go, sir. I don't need you anymore, so goodbye. I could probably make these more efficient just by moving one of these little bastards right here. I would actually like to flip it around like so. And then let's make this one a little bit more efficient here. Let's take a couple of juice modules here. Oh, that doesn't work. I don't want that anymore. No. I guess I could have just moved that one, but we have money, right? I think it's probably more efficient to do it like so, maybe. And actually, can I fit you? How big are you real fast? Let me see here. I think it's a little small, but it might just work. Maybe. Hold on. So let's get rid of that. We're going to move you to here. And then with your little tanks, we're going to take this. Oh, okay. So I would need one more road space. I can see, I've got a feeling that I can do this better. Just got to look at it for a second. Let's move you over to here. What would it take for me to get him in over here? Still not going to have enough room, so you're better off just condensing it like we already did and then maybe using that space on something else. Bring this guy over here real fast. And then we'll take him. I don't like how it uses 5. That upsets me. Oh, it doesn't? You can have 6? Oh, that's way better then. Apparently, I'm just bad at counting. Alright. Oh. Well, that's way easier to work with. What can I fit in here? Houses? Hell yeah. Hooray, more houses. Did it feel like I got way too excited about that? I feel like I got a little bit overly excited about the fact that I could place houses over here. I don't think that's really going to help out with our drink crisis. I mean, at best, it's probably just going to take the edge off for a minute or two. And instead, what I'd like to do now is focus on, we're still making money, and that's the only thing that matters in this game. So as long as you're making money, you need rejuvenators, neuroimplants, we need vitamin condensers. I think I can make that happen, but I really don't want to play around with just this mess of area over here. Oh, I got another wind park down there? Well, goodbye. It actually seems like it's way more efficient to upgrade like one building 10 or, you know, a bunch of times instead of building a dozen of these little guys down and in here. These biopolymer factories aren't doing jack shit, but we don't need biopolymers, so it's not that big of a deal. That side, that's fine. I think we needed to produce... Okay, so input goods are too low, which means we need these fruit plantations over here, which are attached to what? Nothing. Those are rice farms. Okay. Get rid of that. This guy I can probably move somewhere else. And if I take him over to there, the rice farm's right there. So let's say I take this guy. Then we take you. I may not even need you, honestly, if I can just increase the efficiency here. May not even need you. No, that was the max that I could do. Cool. Got some Constructo bots back right there. Rice farms. This one's actually operating almost 900, 800% efficiency. Wow. That's so much better. All right, so get rid of all the extra farms that we don't even need. Like that one's doing 640 right there. What if I moved you up ever so lovey-dovey here? We bulldoze those little mods. And then we take this. I probably have to move you around first. Play a little bit of Tetris here. And now that that's done...
Sure, take your time. Just wanted to ask how you're doing.
Put them in right there, and that should keep that perfectly functioning, or at least functioning well enough for right now. We do have some weird space issues right there, though. I might be able to rotate this slightly. Like so. Yeah, I definitely like that better. Definitely like that a little bit better. And so that keeps all of our stuff organized, too, so that I can play around with it a little bit better. I think we're probably going to have transit issues pretty soon. So I'll fiddle with that in just a minute. I think the other cost is that these are like really, really, really expensive to maintain. But aside from that, I would rather pay more money and have, you know, kind of this space taken up and only need 2 buildings than building a bunch of random shit that I don't even need. I don't even know where I should move this guy around to. I actually looked up the efficient pattern for the centers, and they're supposed to be in the middle of these areas right here. But unfortunately, just wasn't something I was able to work out. I think that'll give me space right here for, yeah, a couple of those, so that'll work. That won't. That almost will. Trying to avoid building a bunch of parks here, but... I guess that kind of works for right now. I think it looks a little bit better than it did before. I mean, we're kind of just like subdividing this area down into things that are a tad more efficient. This right here is still going to be an issue, but we got this power thing over here that I can demolish too. Put us down to 844, but it also means that I can whack that right there. And maybe try to do something with this right here, because I don't even remember what I was trying to do right there. I probably should have moved those and maintained usage of them, but yikes. Sort of screwed myself over here, didn't I? It's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. Still not sure what I want to do with this right here. But in fact, it may not be the worst plan ever to go in like so. And then we take this little bastard. There. And we fill that in. That cost us quite a bit of cash, but it should refill over time. We need a new logistical center too, which I think is that width, so that'll be alright. Maybe not. I might need to move that. Might need to move that to someplace a little bit more advantageous, like... Actually, I was going to save this for fields down here. So I think we're looking good so far. Got a little bit of cash sticking up. Not making that much money, but I'm glad that we got that big weird gap out of the middle of our city. And then for these down here... I don't know what my plan is for this right here, but this is gross and I don't like it. I don't think that'll fit the modules that I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. House, maybe? Okay, I was overestimating. Overestimating a bit. That'll still do, though. That minimized the lost space right there, and it worked on something that we needed. Let's find another transit center real fast, and we'll try to keep this running as efficiently as I can. That looks good right there. That'll work. That keeps our transit nice and high. Wow, those are expensive. What do those cost? $2.50 a pop? Okay. So that's going to cost us a little bit of Skrilla right there. I don't know if I should do that. That's not wide enough, unfortunately, so it's like the perfect storm of just bullshit. I can't fit two. It would actually be probably smarter to shift this. So what I would do is I'd pinch that in on either side so that I could put in double rows of houses and then just move this elsewhere. Here, for right now, you sit down right there and it'll be fine. And so let's get on that. This is just going to be a retrofitting episode, I guess.
Been a while since had such an important guest.
I'm not that important. I'm just a guy who moves roads around and makes you guys miss work. And if I scooch that out by one, I should be able to do at least something in here, which is what I'm having trouble with right now. That would also allow me to move these little guys around. Yay, city planning with Splattercat. And then that right there would clear up a tiny bit of space. That's obviously going to offset a little bit, and I might just be moving my problems around. But at the end of the day, we need more workers. And so, you know.
So, right then.
Can I fit something bigger in right there? I'd like to. That's what she said, obviously. Nope, can't do anything like that. So we'll go. Oh, well, that's like a perfect lineup right there. And then on this side, looks like it might be enough space to make that work until we can get to the other side where it pinches. Oh, the goods input's too low. I forgot to retrofit this back here. I would say just to go all in like that. I mean, I like the way that it looks. I think I can live with that. This one over here, I would say probably to kill it, and then I'll fiddle with this stuff in just a minute. With these rice farms, don't need those anymore either. So we'll get rid of those. That frees up all kinds of space, namely space that I want. Don't know how I feel about that one. I think it kind of comes down to, do I want to stilt this around? Here, let's stilt this out real fast like so. I'll fiddle with it in just a minute. If I bring this guy up, he goes to there. We're at minus 168 apples or whatever the hell it is we're producing. I'll fix this by the end of the episode, I swear to God. One thing at a time. That is not a wonderful place for that. You kind of need a lot of space for this. So what I may attempt to do is convert this in some way. It's going to cause problems, but that actually put a pretty big dent in our problems, all things considered. That took like 60% of our inefficiency out. I think this road is my other problem right here.
Marks grow in popularity.
So if I remove you, it's a little bit more efficient. It's still got a couple little ugly gaps in here, but I suppose I could fix that by going like so, and it would look a little bit better, but it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite, and that means that I could demolish this road right here. to make room for biopolymers we're probably good on. So I actually think it'd be cool if I could fit that right there. I don't know if there's like little things that I can put in here. Like that just take up like 1 square. No, there is not. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. It works for right now. We've got a robot assembly hall that I could probably increase the robot efficiency on, but we don't really need it. Robots are coming through like at super ridiculous rates. Cash is back up. Are we even on juice right now? Are we good on that? Like how many fruits is it producing? Optimal output, the sector balance is still minus 72. So there's still not enough fruit drinks to go around. Might be worth it just kind of cram in here. That's a placeholder for right now, but we're almost out of space on this side, so honestly, we're going to have to sort something out pretty soon, and we still need to make pharmaceutical factories and some other stuff here before we can make anything else work. So we need a synth cell incubator. Requires algae, and then I assume that that feeds into there. Okay. Got security departments. That's easy enough. The algae farm I can probably throw somewhere in here. Oh, there's one right there. Okay. So we'll go algae farm right there. Since we don't have a lot of it, I'm going to have it focus as much as possible on just kind of like mashing out algae for us. It's going to cost us some cash for sure, but we got a bit of a surplus running right now.
Analyses show unfulfilled demand for specific commodities.
We're low on water. Okay. There. Desalinate better. What's our sector balance? +8. Okay. That's not amazing, but it's not terrible either. What is that, a tidal power station? Power's a little bit low, so I can make this a tad more efficient. Woo, it's so expensive, though. So expensive, though. My surpluses... Maybe not. If I don't, like, immediately need that, maybe I'll just be like, go away. I don't know if I should keep this power plant up and running, either. It's producing, like, what? Wait, energy's missing? Why is energy missing? Weird.
Been a while since I had such an
Yay! Be level 2. Enjoy your wondrous level 2 self. Yep, that's what you look like when you become a level 2. Go from a bearded man into a lady with a pixie cut. I leveled up last week and the pixie cut is already growing in. Don't ask questions about it, it just kind of happens. Then over on this side, we got to do the same thing that we already previously did. Just take that and go shlama-lama ding-dong. There it is. Take some more houses. Ew, no! Why don't you do the things I want you to? Why do you hate me? Okay. Well, that leaves us with an awkward situation, doesn't it? Well, I could probably actually just demolish this road entirely right here. And then take this and go to there. No, I don't think that's a good idea. Let's go and get rid of it. I see confusion happening already. The peasants will be like, where do I go, me lord? The traffic is so confusing. It's like losing their shit and falling apart here. And that gives us a little bit of space on this side to continue to mash in munchkins. As much as I can anyways. So there it is. More munchkins living in our area. And so that should get our tax credits up a little bit so we're making money. For right now, not bad. I thought that would take me a couple episodes to get done, but I'm pleased with it. I really, really sincerely am. I think in the next episode, we'll probably go back up to the Arctic and focus on updating there. I definitely think that the takeaway that we got from today is that you can have pretty good problems with your production as long as you're mashing out too many modules. The modules seem to be very, very expensive and, you know, kind of difficult to maintain. I mean, they cost you some money. They cost you quite a bit in terms of upkeep, too. That plus 40% when this thing is already... I mean, and honestly, it seems like there's a little bit of a difference, too, between some of the buildings. Like, some of the buildings seem to have very, very high, very, very gnarly upkeeps, whereas others seem to have cheap enough where it's like not even that big of a deal. Looks like we have some kind of like growing vats over here. Got some kind of like Horzine Industries thing happening. I'll see y'all next time. This is Anno 2205. I hope you're enjoying the playthrough. I'm going to blast with it. I do, everybody.